Right. My name is Cedric Harris. I work as the Director of Bias Response in the Dean of Students Office, but I've been in IU for, oh gosh, over 25 years. I spent the bulk of my time here in residential life in RPS. I would say prior for this current year or so, we probably got over 200 reports, which is different than the number of actual incidents. Because sometimes we'll get multiple reports on one incident, but I would say it's probably going to near that amount for this academic year.
My name is Alice Aluko, and I'm a junior in SPIA studying environmental management. 2 years ago, I was walking out of that building from my last class of the day to catch this bus right here. I hear shouting, but it's like in the distance, like probably down that street. There are around 60 or 70 people waiting. And then he gets in my face and says, "We're the majority here." Then after that, he goes up to these two white men behind me and he says, like, "We're the majority here, like, you guys need to remember that." And they just laugh at him, and I'm in shock. The funny part is he's not even the one that makes me the most upset. It's because the amount of people who are standing there, just like being bystanders, they're all white. They all heard what he was saying before he walked up to me. It's like, you had all this time to warn me. You have all this privilege. Like, I'm pretty sure it's not that hard to stand out of your box for like 30 seconds. The second one happened like a few months or weeks after I was walking home from Wells. It was dark, but I don't think it was super late. As I'm on the corner, like waiting for, the walking light, this big white pickup truck comes straight down from Jordan. And they just scream the N-word. I'm just like, wow, that just happened. Like, I couldn't even fully process it. I remember ever since that happened, I would keep seeing that same white truck around campus, and I would try to get like pictures of the plates. Unless I'm going to an HBCU, any like PWI is gonna be kind of racist. So I didn't really think. I'm like, what if the same incident happens somewhere else? Or I also thought like, oh, I'm just letting these people win if I leave this school. Like, that's what they want.
Hello, my name is Massa Masali, and I'm a junior studying international studies in French.
Okay, so I first met Alice my freshman year of high school. We were both in a choir class together. We all grew up like fine at, our high school and stuff, but like coming here, it was just like a little bit different because we noticed that like we would get weird looks from people. We would just feel definitely left out in our classes because sometimes, very often, we would be the only like person of color in the classroom. Something that me and Alice would often talk about is like being a Black student. Very often it's like you have to overachieve, like you have to prove to people that you're more than just your skin color. And so I know when Alice like had the situation on 3rd Street, like it like broke her heart. Like, and I remember like being in the room that day and she came and told me, and I was like, what? And I was like, so you mean to tell me nobody at all like said anything to you when you were walking and asked you if you were okay? And I would tell her, I remember freshman year, there was this one class that like I kind of like struggled in just because like there were 60 kids. I was like the only Black girl in there, but I had issues like making friends, mainly because I felt that a lot of the kids in there like automatically assumed that I was like mean or that I didn't, like I was unapproachable here at IU in that class. Like it definitely like it got to the point where it was like I kind of dreaded going to that class because I like as soon as I would enter the building, like I'd have like kind of like a fight or flight feeling where I was like, am I going to be nervous in this class today? Am I going to talk? And I would have moments where I would like have tremors, like I would shake, because there would be times where it's like I'd want to speak in class or I would speak and people would not giggle, but there would be like ignorant things done. Like a few times there was this guy who would always like clear his throat every time I'd have to say something. I'd like want to say something in class, or if we were working in a group, I'd get ridiculed over like how I felt about something. I don't want to let, like the negative get to me. Like we're to the point where it's like I'm entitled to be here for the same reason as every other student.
So the incident was the student, African-American young man, was riding a scooter up Henderson, which is right here inside of campus. And I don't know if you've been on Henderson, but it's a 2-lane road. It's kind of narrow. And so it only really can fit a car. It can't fit a car and a scooter at the same time on the street. And so he was sort of riding very closely to the curb, and this car was staying behind him. So he riding the scooter, car behind him. They get so far up, the student is like, okay, this is getting agitating. Why won't this car go around me? So he just stopped. And the car went around, and the car stopped. They had a verbal exchange. The student got his camera. In the shot as he came around the car, you could see the person had an IU parking decal hanging from their from their mirror. And then this person in the car called him the N-word in the process. He gets out and he drives over the scooter, drags it down the street, then gets out the car, scooter in the yard. While the student's filming all this, right? And so that got reported up, and then the next day I met with him, and in the process of this happening, we found out that this person was a subcontractor with another company. So that's what this guy was. He was hired by this company to come in and do work. In order to come on campus, though, he had to have a parking decal to park on campus. That was his connection to IU. And so that was reported up, and I think that same day or next day, he was let go. The company said, you're not going to have this.